Assalamualaikum and good evening to the panelists RRTS Mr. Mazlan bin Ahmad Mansur and TS Mr. Lokman Hakim bin Hamzah. My name is Ilya Halid bin Idris with a metric number of B0717106667. I am from course BMMA Automotive. Today I would like to present my project which on the title Turning Radius Coronary Angle Sensitivity Analysis for Shell Eco Marathon. And my supervisor for this project is Mr. Muhammad Hafizi bin Abdul Rahman.
So we continue with the introduction for this project. As for the introduction, as we know that car has been developed for many years ago. It is a transportation that allow us to go anywhere. For any transport, this has been installed a steering system for car. For cars, the steering system that allowing the vehicle to make a turns that accomplished by the driver. It also allow the driver to maneuver the vehicle to the desired path or desired direction, whether you go to the left or to the right, and to make any corners on the roads. As for this project, it is to analyze the steering performance for the Shell Eco Marathon car that UTEM has been participated during on this year. But according to the current issue on the COVID-19, the competition is postponed. It is, but for me, but the analysis for this project is still going on. The analysis for the This is the analysis for the turning radius for the steering system of car, and it is to find the suitable steering system for this Shell Eco Marathon car. Problem statement. Problem statement for this project is that instead the current issue is the steering is not able to reach maximum turns of steering wheel as the driver desired to make a turn. And the second one is the steering system is lack from obtaining maximum radius of the steering system. The objective of the project, it is to design a new steering system for the Shell Eco Marathon vehicle. And the second objective is to analyze the steering performance for the new steering system design. So go on with the scope of the project. First, we start with the benchmarking design, and the second one we go for the concept design and design it using design. And the third one is to analyze the steering performance on the new concept design using a simulation. And the last one is to interpret the result obtained from the simulation and make a conclude on the project. Next, we go to the literature review. On this literature review, we start with the Shell Eco Marathon. As we know that Shell Eco Marathon is a competition for engineering students to build a car or any type of vehicle or a type of vehicle that is powered by the electric power battery. It is for approaching the new future technology of car developing, and it's a worldwide competition. As you know, there is an Europe competition, and now is for Asia. This project is purposely to create or build an urban car. Urban car is a compact and small size car which suitable for a city ride. For this Shell Ecomathon, objective is to develop a new ideas and innovation from young generation of engineer. Next is type of steering system. Steering system can be listed into two types, which is parallelogram steering or steering box system, and the second one is rack and pinion steering system. This the parallelogram steering system is mostly used in heavy trucks or light trucks, while the rack and pinion steering system is mostly used in small vehicle like cars. Next is the type of linkage. It is There are two type of linkage which can classify. First is the parallelogram linkage. This linkage mostly used in passenger vehicle or light or heavy trucks, as I said before, because it is more suitable for the heavy. It is more suitable for the heavy truck because they have a bigger size of the body of the vehicle. This type of linkage is more complicated than a rack and pinion. It also controlled by a pit arm to transfer the movement from steering box to the center link. Once the vehicle, when the steering wheel is make a turn, the steering box will the pit arm will transfer the movement to the center link. And second one is a rack and pinion linkage. This type of linkage is most common linkage used in any cars. The mechanism is converting from rotational motion from the steering wheel into the linear motion of the rack and the pinion. As the pinion is moving to the left or right, it's rotating to the left or right. The rack also will indicate to move the tie rod that link with the steering arm to the wheel. They can make a turn to the left or to the right. But nowadays, this system is equipped with the power assist system, which can easily we can make the driver easy to make a turn. Next is the turning radius. Turning radius is a dimension or diameter of smallest circle when car makes a turn. It also provide an idea on how much space a specific vehicle require to turn. When as example, when the car want to make a turn, the this thing the radius is from the center rotation to the center of the car, so that they can make a full 360 degrees rotation, or any rotation, any smaller circle you want to make. It also can be calculated using a Ackermann equation. From this picture we can see that it can calculate using, we have to gather the length of the car and the wheelbase. Also we have to find the inner and outer steer angle of the wheel, so that after we gather all these information, we can calculate the radius of the turning radius which is in acronym of R. So after turning the radius, we can determine how much the steering wheel to make a turn as the car to make how much the steering wheel to turns, so that the car will turn to the desired path. Next is the methodology. So first methodology, which is start with a benchmarking. Benchmarking is to gather the information on the steering system performance, where we have to make some research on the steering design and the steering details, or and the details of the design. For this project, I have benchmarked my design to the rack and pinion steering system because it is suitable for the shared eco marathon car, and is more common, the most common use system nowadays. And this section also, I have to set the adjustment to on the detail of the steering system. Next is concept design. Concept design is to prepare a several design, which I prepare a several design by theoretically using a calculation. As for the, if I will gather the design, I have to compare the detail of each design, so that the details are not the same, or not too big or small of modification I have made. Next, I have to discuss the modification on the design, on the new design, where I have to make a conclusion for the design I want to design it. Next is the design. In the design process, I use the design rack and pinion in the software system. In the software I use is the MSC Adams software, which has already provide a rack and pinion steering system, so that I can use it and I able to change the hard point of the design, which is in the hard point I can change the steer angle, the angle of this wheel. I can change the length of the rack, or on the pinion, where I want to place on the pinion, maybe on the center or the left or right parts. Next, we proceed to the analysis. On the analysis, I have to create a suspension system before proceed to the assembly part for the analysis. Once I have created it, I will assembly with the steering system that I have choose. Then I will run the analysis using a simulation, which is steering analysis simulation. Next, after I have analyzed using the simulation, I have to plot a graph to gather the data from the simulation. So this is a sample of design I use, a rack and pinion system, and this is a sample of the assembly part, which this is a double wishbone suspension, and this is my design of the steering. This is the result. In this result section, I will interpret the result gained from the simulation, which I have to gather the turning radius, the steer angle, and the displacement of the steering. Next, I have to compare the data from other result, which from the result where it can already made from others engineer. And next, I have to make a discussion on this result, so that there are no error from my design. If there an error, I have to redesign the steering system, so that it can meet the requirement I want. So lastly, I have to conclude the success result, which I can make, which it can implement to the new design I want. So this is example of the design, the graph for this project. This project is aimly to aim on the improvement of steering performance using a new design approach, which is to obtain a hence by hence by doing this project a new ideas from a new idea of steering system can approach, so that the possibility for having a problem with a steering system can minimize and can approach to having a great steering system. Thus, for this project is to mainly gather to mainly gather the new designs so that they can implement to new feature of car. So that's all from me. Thank you.
So that is the end for my presentation. Thank you for all the panelists and my fellow friends to lending their ears to listen to my presentation, as I hope this project to be a success for me. Thank you.